Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. This is my review of the Sony 2013 E3 press conference. Just jumping right into it. It was late. I hate that. It's like, I swear, Sony's on black people time when it comes down to that, because black people are always late. But anyway, moving on. So first thing they talked about was the Vita, which I was interested in. I said, okay, what you got for the Vita? Batman Arkham Origins, Destiny of Spirits, which actually does look pretty good, Doki Doki Universe, Killzone Mercenaries, Tearaway, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Detonation, and another rehashment of God of War 1 and 2 under the guise of a collections. So basically it's God of War Collections, which is God of War 1 and 2 on the Vita. Again, you know, like seriously. Like they're milking the hell out of that one game rather. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. PlayStation 3. They showed us Last of Us, Puppeteer, Rain, Two of Souls, Gran Turismo 6, now with new tire models. They showed us Batman Arkham Origins, which they said that they're going to have two exclusive Batman costumes, which is the Batman Nightfall and the 1960 TV skin. Now, the problem with that was the Nightfall costume was actually not Batman. I believe that was Azrael. But whatever, you know, like it wasn't the real Batman. It was some. But anyway, moving on. So then they went over to PlayStation 4. So I'm like, okay, here we go. You know, because right now, first and foremost, going to the Vita then the PlayStation, boring because we already saw most of those games. And then the games that we didn't see, they didn't really show us nothing. You know, like for example, Destiny of Spirits. I kind of wanted to see what that was about, but yeah, no. Anyway, moving on. Sony finally showed us the PlayStation 4, and guess what? It looks like a cable box. I'm sorry, let me be fair. It looks like a slanted cable box. So there you go. Yeah, apparently cable boxes are in this year. It's hilarious, but I'm pretty sure some of those fanboys are going to try to go ahead and, you know, try to, what's that word they use? They overuse? Damage control? But yeah, it was a fucking cable box. Get the fuck over it. They talked about the TV shows, movies, and music. They talked about Video Unlimited will be available day one. They talked about Music Unlimited will be available day one. They talked about number one is the number one console to watch Netflix. But if you're watching Netflix, obviously you're not playing games on it. So I don't get what you're getting at. But anyway, Sony is getting a live app, which already is on Xbox. They're also getting Flickster, which is already on Xbox. And they're getting... Well, they're talking a lot. That's what they're doing. Like, they were saying a whole bunch of stuff they're getting, but all this stuff is already on Xbox. I was like, come on now. You know, but moving on, they announced Ready to Dawn, I think it was called, or something else. I forget exactly what the game was called. That was okay. Then they went ahead and showed Killzone Shadowfall. Then they showed Drive Club. Then they showed Infamous Second Son. I like that. I actually like the line about how he's talking about the downside of his powers. And basically couldn't come up with the reason, he couldn't come up with the downside of his powers. I like that line. I thought that was really funny. They showed Knack. Now, keep in mind, they basically spent right then and there, for all that we just talked about, they spent basically 15 minutes of stuff that we already saw. So I was really bored at that time. Then I was like, okay, Dark Sorcerer looks different. No, it was the old man. So basically we already saw that too. They kind of did the whole thing, like where they, where the person was acting out a dramatic scene, like they did with their previous game. So it's like, no, not really. They showed Transistor, which I'm not sure if that's going to be exclusive or not. I was like, okay, it actually does look colorful. I'm really excited about the colors and how it looks. It looks great. They also mentioned how developers will be able to go ahead and self-publish. And now the PlayStation Store will have an indie section a la Xbox Live Store, where indie developers can go ahead and put their games and people can go ahead and get them. That's not actually a bad idea. I like that. Showed off some indie games such as Don't Starve, Mercenary Kings, Octodad, Secret Ponchos, which actually looked really cool. Raised Dead, and then they also announced that there's a new Outworld game coming out, as well as the original Outworld games will be redone and redistributed on PlayStation 4. So that was actually pretty cool. I do like the Outworld games. The guy from Square Enix came out and he announced Final Fantasy Versus 13 was now going to be Final Fantasy 15, which we already knew. Then they announced Kingdom Hearts 3, which totally blew my mind. I was like, at this point in time, it's like, damn. I've been saying Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 again. But remember, I told you guys Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be announcing. There you go. I told you, don't fuck with my sources. Don't fuck with my sources. Anyway, so, apparently Final Fantasy 14 is also going to be on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. So here's the problem with this though. After a whole hour, we saw no live gameplay. And we finally get to see live gameplay in the form of Assassin's Creed, which kept freezing to the point where either the demo crashed itself or Sony just got caught in the milli vanilli. I'm thinking maybe that was not really gameplay. That was actually a video streaming, and it was to the point where it stopped streaming. They had to cut it. I think that was the case, or maybe the demo just... I don't know, but whatever. It did not make the PlayStation 4 look good. That's what I'm saying, you know? So I'm like, damn, if this game was not running on a PlayStation 4 like that, what's going on? You know? I'm just saying. Then they showed Watch Dogs. Well, we've already shown Watch Dogs, so whatever. Then they showed the sports things with LeBron James. And the face thing they did would look kind of creepy, but that wasn't Sony's fault. That was EA's fault. I think it was EA. But then they showed Elder Scrolls Online for the PlayStation 4. I'm like, oh, I stood up and took notice. I was like, okay, well, after about an hour and 15 minutes of pissing me the hell off and giving me some bullshit, you starting to entertain me now. Elder Scrolls Online for the PlayStation 4. I'm down with that. Then they told us that Mad Max, which is an old movie with Tina Turner in it, and I forget who the other guy is, but yeah, Mad Max is apparently coming to gaming. Surprisingly, okay. So then, here comes the funny part. Sony started taking shots directly at Microsoft. You know, talking about how the PlayStation 4 will not play used games, the PlayStation 3, PlayStation will not be connected. It came off as desperate as fuck to me. Like, it was like extremely desperate. It was like, here, throw a little bone to the fanboys, let them all cheer, you know, you like this shit, don't ya, don't ya? You know, it kind of came off as that to me, but it was still funny as fuck. It kind of reminded me of the Genesis does, Nintendo section. You know, you guys remember that, right? You know, the whole, when Sega used to throw, like, they used to literally throw shit directly at Nintendo. You know, not even trying to go ahead and kind of cover it up. They pretty much got directly in their faces with that. That's what Sony did to Microsoft, and I kind of liked it. It kind of definitely took me back to those old days. Moving on, though. They also announced that PlayStation, they're doing a... Then they started going into the promotion of PlayStation Plus, which is the reason why I said it was desperate. I was like, oh, okay, so you're going to go ahead and kind of down on the opponent, but then you're going to go ahead and upsell some of your stuff. Well, hey, we got PlayStation Plus, come buy our shit. Yeah, you're desperate, but that's fine. It's fine. We kind of already knew that Sony was kind of desperate, so I'm not really worried about that. Let's see here. Drive Club will be included in PlayStation Plus, as well as a few other indie games, so I thought that was actually pretty cool. And then finally we saw a gameplay of Destiny. I have not seen any gameplay of Destiny. I really wanted to, and it is a first day buy for me. Honestly, granted, it's not exclusive for the PlayStation 4, but still, I was like, wow, yes, yes, please, thank you. So I'm probably going to be getting Destiny for literally all the platforms I own. Most likely that will be the case, the way it's looking. And they also announced that they are still working on the whole Guy thing, where PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita will all have access to PlayStation 3 games, which I had a feeling that they was going to do that. So, excuse me, that's good. Finally, the price point of the PlayStation 4 was announced at $399. Great job, Sony. Now, I am pretty confident that you heard what Microsoft said, and then you changed the game real quick. You was like, oh, they said we're gonna $100 sure. I'm pretty sure that was the case, but who the hell cares? $399. Good job, Sony. Overall, though, I gotta say that I can't help but to kind of judge it against Microsoft's conference right now. And the thing is that while Sony did do some good stuff, they really didn't show us anything new that was exclusive. You know? I mean, honestly, I gotta call it that. Kingdom Hearts 3 was never said to be exclusive. Neither was Final Fantasy 15, so I can't really judge now. And to make it even worse, the gameplay that was on PlayStation 4 was crashed. Either that or they got caught doing the milli vanilli. But, so, I mean, overall, I gotta give it to Microsoft. I gotta definitely say that this conference got a 5.5, you know? No, that's not right. That's not right. I would say a 6.5, maybe a 7. You know, between 6.5 and a 7. The reason why is because, like I said before, I mean, all the games that they announced, we didn't really see any new games. You know, we got to see a couple of new games. We may not have been happy about them with Microsoft, but we got to see a couple of new games for Microsoft. And then, to be honest with you, a whole hour without showing us no live gameplay, only to finally show us live gameplay, only for the have the demo crash or you get caught not actually playing the demo. One of the other, I'm not really sure yet. And all in all, I just wasn't impressed by it. It really wasn't shit to me. I mean, I gotta be honest with it. I'm like looking at my notes, trying to find. I'm literally looking at my notes right here, trying to find something that really stuck out. You know, in terms of like why I should buy a PlayStation 4. And the only things that really stuck out to me about why I should buy a PlayStation 4 is because of the stuff that basically the shit that they threw at Microsoft, and they knew that. You know, it kind of comes to me up. They pretty much knew that. Now, it's not to say that Killzone Shadowfall was bad. I already was going to buy the game, so that's good. But I gotta say, man. It just wasn't good, man. I'm just saying. I mean, well, no, it wasn't good. But it just wasn't up to par with what we saw with Microsoft. And that's amazing for Sony. But that's what I say about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You guys have a good night. Zeph out.